Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking on another video. My name is Acheampong and I'm back with Dutchies in Ghana, where I visit people from the Netherlands who also live in Ghana. Today my guest is Cindy, also from the Netherlands, who has lived in Ghana for almost 2 decades. Hello Cindy, thank you so much for making time for me.
You're welcome.
You have a beautiful place surrounded by greenery, a little away from the hustle and bustle in the city. You're living my dream, basically.
When we moved here 12 years ago, we were really away from the capital.
Yes.
I now feel we are swallowed by the capital, and we are like this little green oasis.
Yes,
Yeah.
inside Accra.
Inside
Because
Accra.
development goes very fast, right?
Yeah, it goes very fast.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. Who is Cindy and where were you born?
I'm born in 1977 in Herengewaard,
Okay.
in North Holland, in the Netherlands.
Yeah. What kind of job did your parents do?
My father was an airbrush illustrator.
Okay.
That was before all the technology came. So he was more like a designer, an artist, and he made billboards at home. And my mother worked at a bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then we followed my father in the whole process of technology, and later on, becoming a designer, but not an average designer anymore, but all on the computer, of course.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So he was an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you grew up your whole childhood and schooled in the Netherlands?
Yes, in the Netherlands, and I think when I was 19, I moved to Amsterdam and lived there as a student.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
Yeah.
In the city.
In the city.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So what can you tell us a bit about, let's say maybe a year or two before you moved or before you came to Ghana? What
Yeah.
made you come to Ghana?
Well, the first time I came to Ghana was in 1999.
Okay.
I did my internship. I was studying nutrition and dietetics. And I always had a desire to go to non-Western countries,
Okay.
just to explore the world. And the first opportunity came in my third year of my university, and where I was the only student, together with a friend, looking for an internship placement somewhere far away. And that's when I came to Tamale in 1999 and did my research with the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
Since I was studying as a dietitian.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how was that? Because the diet in, I've never been to the north, but I heard it's very different from what we're used to in the city.
Yes. Yeah, and I think especially in 1999, Ghana was, of course, completely different.
Yeah.
So, and I was there working with the community health nurses.
Okay.
And then learning about the whole process of the weighing sessions and vaccination programs.
Oh, for children.
And then for children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I was introduced to, of course, challenges of malnutrition, especially in the lean season. But it was all new, you know. I was like early 20s. So if I look back upon that experience, it was really an experience for myself, and to get to know myself in a different world.
Yeah.
You know?
Was it difficult to transfer from a very Dutch upbringing to all of a sudden go to not the city of Ghana, but like very outskirts, like a village? Yeah.
Yeah, I think people won't accept that Tamale was not really a village. Also not
okay.
in
Sorry,
but also no. So it was still maybe a little city, right? It was the capital of the northern region.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an adventure. You know, it was my first introduction to Africa, and I think to a non-European country.
Okay.
So everything was new.
Completely different, yeah. And you just went in with an open mind.
Yes, with an open mind. I still remember that we were young. We were with a couple of other students, so we were a little bit we created our own comfort zone. It was my first introduction to live outside Europe in a completely different culture, and I think it was a personal journey as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But it was a very good experience, and also to really understand maybe more public health, international public health issues, challenges that are so different from where we are coming from. But I loved it, and it also made me determined to focus on a career or a life with more of these kind of experiences. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So then young Cindy goes back to her family, and what does she tell them about Africa?
Yeah. I think that it was that I loved the experience, and I also think it was not so much of a surprise because I was always already fascinated and reading about other countries and concerned as well, and trying. Even in the Netherlands, I was involved with refugee centers or participating in all kinds of actions. So I was quite an involved young person.
Yeah. Nice.
And yeah.
So when would you say was your next visit to Ghana?
Yeah, my next visit was in 2003.
Okay.
That took a while, like 4 years, because my father fell sick just after I came back, and his life expectancy was low. He had a heart disease, a heart problem. So then I thought, okay, I'm not going to wait. Like I decided to stay and to be with my family, but I also did not want to wait. So I just continued my life in the Netherlands. I got a job. I got a house in Amsterdam. I was even living together with my boyfriend by then. You know, I was quite settled. But my father, in the end, had a heart transplantation.
Okay.
So that changed the whole perspective and his life expectancy as well.
Okay.
And then my relationship was not going on very well, so we together decided to break up. And then I thought, well, now I can actually go wherever I want again and
explore.
Explore.
Nice.
So then I decided to join a friend who was about to start a clinic for people who are AIDS positive.
Okay.
She's a Dutch Ghanaian lady, and she just came back to Ghana and enjoyed her husband in their health organization. I decided to join her for 6 months, but I had a sponsor, and I was able to stay for 2 years. So I worked with her for 2 years in Ghana.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was not my intention to come back to Ghana. I thought I've been in Ghana. The world is much bigger. I'm actually a village and a person. I like to be in rural areas and in nature. So I was not too enthusiastic to come to Accra. But I just finished my studies. You have to start somewhere to get experience. So I thought, okay, let's go for it.
Do that.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is that the period you met your current husband?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We met actually somewhere in 2003.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if my calculations are correct, you never left? Or did you
No.
go back to Holland after those 2 years?
No, I never. So actually I still have there is a period in between of 2 years, but I was actually still here because I was doing my public health, my master's. Because Apollo and I, we met early 2000. We met in 2003. And after the 2 years, we were still together. And even though we had a very good relationship from the beginning, I find it very difficult to choose for Ghana. I was ready to choose for him, but to choose for Ghana, and the way Apollo is, I know if I choose for him, I choose for Ghana or another West African country, but not for a life in Europe.
In Europe,
No.
Okay. And why did you say it was difficult to choose for Ghana? Why was that difficult for you?
What made it difficult? I did not have it clear in mind, like how are we going to make it work? You know, Apollo has a complete different background than I have. It's more like how can we build a life and maybe finance the few things I find very important. Like if we build up a life together and we have children together, there are two things I find important. That is education and I think healthcare. So healthcare insurance and good education. So how are we going to finance that? Apollo, because of his upbringing, and at that time he just resigned. He was a chef by that time. He resigned. I just finished my bachelor's. I worked on a sort of local contract, and as a dietitian, I could have looked into jobs within the health sector as a dietitian, but I did not have it clear by that time, like how we're going to make this work, you know, and how can we create a living. Also sort of like a responsibility towards my parents, and you know, I'm born in the Netherlands. I'm fortunate that I had a good education, that my parents invested in us. So, and how can I bring this forward? It was a lot of thinking.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
and a lot of thinking, like, and I did not have the answers by then. So, and then I thought, okay, let me go back, do my masters, then that creates more opportunities for my own career. It's a good test case. Then I'm there for 2 years. Apollo is here, so then we know that the love is strong or not. So yeah, let's take that break and see what will come out of that.
Okay. And then, so after 2 years, you did decide to come back.
Yes, because I think after half a year I came for holidays, and then Apollo took me to this place. He started putting up a foundation and raising walls, and I thought, wow,
He's
this
really
man is
taking it
building.
serious.
He's building a house, you know.
Yeah.
I have a man who's able to build a house for me. So, and also when I was in the Netherlands, he traveled a lot. So his tourism business started picking up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he ever visit the Netherlands in that time break?
Yes, after a year he came for I think almost 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was his experience?
Oh, it was great. It was great. He loved it. We
Okay.
went to all the corners of the Netherlands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we from the islands to the south of Limburg. We did, visit a lot of his friends. He had quite a number of Dutch friends.
Okay.
Also through his tourism and his link with the embassy. And
Okay.
no, he loved it.
And it was never an idea to see, oh, come and visit my country to see if you like it.
No.
Did it ever come up, or you knew that this is not the
No.
type of man that could live in the Western world?
Yes, no.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's very responsible like person, and he feels he's also responsible for his country. So he has to be here to see what he can do for and also what he has created here, and the person he is here. The Netherlands is such a different system. Yeah, he's not going to be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It's fun for us to travel for 2 weeks. We have so much fun.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a desire to live there. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we fast forward, let's say, I think 15 years later, we are here in a beautiful compound together. You live here with your husband. You have 2 kids, a business, and what else do you do? Please explain.
Yeah, we run a tourism business, Jolinaiko Eco Tours. So we organize tours through Ghana, Togo, Benin. Well, of course, things have changed a little bit because we are 2 years into the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, we run an NGO as well next to the company, where we are involved in different community programs in the communities we work with the tourism company. We run a guest house as well at the foot of Mount Affediato. We have a 5-room guest house. The
mountain, is that like the highest one?
Yes.
I climbed.
Yes.
It was a whole experience, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
It's
very
close
nice.
to close to 900 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just there in the village we have a
guest
home
house.
away from home. Yeah.
Nice.
The Takwaffels Lodge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's it like raising a family in Ghana?
It's good. I'm not sure if it's very much different than elsewhere.
Okay.
Like
Were you able to succumb the challenges that you had with school and healthcare?
yes, yes. You know, and I also think also with upbringing in the beginning, I also was thinking a lot. You know, like the opportunities for my children, and but now the oldest is 12, the youngest is 10. I've been here almost 19 years, so there is also like almost like an evolution within yourself, and also your children, they become they create their own identities. You also see like what is good for them. Sometimes I also find certain questions difficult to answer because I know how it is to raise my children here.
Yes.
I don't know how it is to raise my children in the Netherlands.
I can imagine. There's no comparison.
But I think here it's the same family system. I'm really happy that we have a good relationship as parents, that we have two loving children, and that together we make the decisions that are good for them and for ourselves and for the people around us. So I think that is where upbringing is, is about,
yes,
and to create, situations wherein we are all comfortable and assist where especially the kids maybe need support. Yeah, and I also, maybe it has also to do with growing a bit older. I used to think a lot about I want to do, I mean, the pressure of doing things perfect. But I also have the trust that, and also dealing with what we can do and what we have here right now. Now we have two children of 10 and 12. They are born here. They are not born in the Netherlands. They grew up here. They are in an international school, but it's a very Ghanaian school. Many people lived abroad, came back and settled here. So they are actually more Ghanaian than maybe Dutch. It's just that I am Dutch, and they take it. They take that from the mother, and I'm now happy that we are in a situation that we take some of the benefits, maybe in terms of insurance and maybe opportunities for schooling. But if not, it's also fine. You know, we are here. There are possibilities here for them to grow up and develop as successful individuals. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And especially I think COVID also changed because COVID really affected our business. So we lost, I think, 80% of our business.
Wow.
Because we did international travel and then also crossing borders. And now the borders are still closed.
Yeah.
So you already, and luckily we were able to keep them in their schools. But worst case scenario, if not, then we adjust. And they will also get there. And I think that's also maybe life experience you get yourself over the years. And you meet so many people who are successful individuals, and if you learn about their upbringing, it just made them stronger. You know, so or maybe over the years I'm also growing more and more Ghanaian or accustomed to the system.
Yeah. But do you consider yourself Ghanaian or Dutch?
No, I still consider myself Dutch, and I think that's I became more Dutch since we have children.
Okay.
Because before I hardly spoke Dutch. I was not so much involved with the Dutch community. But then when we had children, I became very nationalistic. I wanted them to speak Dutch. I want to, a couple of things from my own upbringing I wanted to bring in.
Yes. And I think that's only natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but when I go to the Netherlands, they certainly don't agree with me, and they see me as being
Ghanaian,
Ghanaian or more
nice.
African.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So have your kids also visited the Netherlands?
Yes.
Okay.
they go like every year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the summer to visit the family.
And what
Yeah.
languages do they speak?
They speak English and Dutch, not perfect, but we are following a program for the primary school level of Dutch, and a little bit of Ewe, but not much, not
Okay.
good enough, if
Okay.
you ask me.
Oh, nice, nice.
I think we could have done a bit better. I would have loved them to be more fluent in the local language,
Yeah.
but
I think that's the problem with all mixed race children who are predominantly raised by their moms. If their
yes,
moms is white, and
Yeah.
it's very difficult for them to learn language. But if the mom is Ghanaian or any,
Yes.
they'll by all means learn.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So if you could bring something from the Netherlands to bring or have,
a thing.
it doesn't have to be a thing. It's like what
Yeah.
do you miss?
Miss,
Yes,
yeah.
what do you miss?
Yeah, what I miss also changes all the time. Yeah. So now at this point, sometimes is to expose my kids to something that can develop their talents. In Accra we have these logistical challenges of traffic jams, and so a whole lot of things are happening in Accra. Very nice sport clubs or other places, but because of traffic, it's just very difficult, and that's what I sometimes that is what I find unfortunate. The school system is a bit different here, and especially my daughter, who loves dancing, who's very creative. I would like to expose her to that, also for her own confidence and expression, and but it's just not possible because of traffic.
Yeah.
If it's not there, like we live in a village, and this is where you choose for, and it's not there. But it's all around here, not that far.
Yeah.
But because traffic and poor planning, that is very frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So sometimes to be able to expose them to that complete picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is something you love for people in Netherlands to have from Ghana?
Well, I think raising children in Ghana is actually here is so much easier because of your support system. People call it nannies, but we have always an aunties here who live with us for many, many years, and that makes it so much easier to raise children. There is always that support, or they come in when where I'm not present, or so I think that support system or that approach will be very helpful for maybe mothers.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah, that's I think the advantage of having that community life here by raising a family.
Yes, a family.
Yeah. It's very maybe nice to share. I think one time in school they had to make a family tree. So very easy to make the family tree of the mother, with the mother and one sister, and then 2 cousins. But then with the family tree of the father, they got completely confused because they even are already confused how many fathers their father has.
Okay,
and then and all our driver and guides, they are all uncles and aunties. So they really don't understand or by that time, who are like our real blood-related uncles.
Oh, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a whole
village.
Bush almost they are drawing.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
So where would you say you would see yourself, your family, and your business within 5 or 10 years from now? Would you still be in Ghana?
Yes, yes, we will be in Ghana. I'm not sure if we will be in Accra. I think we would love to move more towards the countryside. Sometimes we dream wild and we think, oh, maybe we move to one of our francophone neighbors, like where Apollo has its roots as well.
Okay.
yeah, but that is like wild dreams, maybe in the far future. But yeah, certainly, you know, I decided I committed to a marriage, and it's and a family, and it's going on very well. So there is no, so that really makes me comfortable to think about the future um, in Ghana. For the children, I mean, it's up to them. Um, I, in my heart, I hope they will explore the continent. Sometimes it's studying. I think, ooh, let's check some other promising maybe universities on this continent, and so it's also not that I see their future in the Netherlands, or I think they should study in the Netherlands. I know when Senna was born, I thought, oh, maybe after 10 years the system has so much improved here. I'm not sure about that. And but of course there are other countries as well where they can explore and go for their studies. And so
Nice.
yeah, yeah,
And what about the business?
yeah. It will also be there for sure. You know, the past 2 years have been a roller coaster. And I think now that we get more grounded again, and have a better idea of where we want to go. I think we want to stay much closer to our purpose. We grew a little bit too fast in the past, so be smaller, having more signature programs that where we always focus on the creating opportunities for communities and the people we work with, so that they can also take responsibility for themselves and for the life of the people around them, and always the environment in the back of our minds. Yeah, and actually that is our purpose, and the tour company is one, the lodge is one, we have the NGO, and we recently also started a startup where we try to bring products from our communities to the market, like food products, but also other crafts, and from the ecotourism and community tourism destinations we work with in the region. And that actually came through COVID, like when we were not able to take people to the nicest places of the region, then let's bring
the
the
products
products to the people.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, so we don't want to solely focus on tourism and find ourselves in the same situation if something similar happens again.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can imagine. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish you all the best in
Thank
your
you.
family and in all your endeavors. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for having us today.
It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you liked our conversation. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll put all Cindy's information down below. If you'd like to have a tour or visit her guest house, you're most welcome. Thank you so much. Bye.